Strong and effective communication skills are essential in today's world. Interpersonal communications, professional collaborations, and virtual communications all require honed skills to develop robust and valuable relationships with others. The way we interact with one another has never been more important. So what can you do to become a better communicator? Learn active listening. Hi there, I'm Ron of ronbackus.com. Although it's an invaluable communication tool, active listening does not come naturally to most of us. The good news is like all other skills, active listening can be learned, can be practiced, and active listening can be mastered. In this video, I'm going to share with you some active listening techniques that you can start using immediately to improve your communication skills and start building stronger relationships with your peers, with your colleagues, with anybody you so choose. At the end of this video, I'm going to share with you an essential tip, a tip that's not talked about a lot, but that will tie everything together and really enhance your ability to become an indomitable communicator. So you want to stay tuned for that. What is active listening? Essentially, active listening is the art of mindful hearing. That's really important, so I'm going to say it again. Active listening is the art of mindful hearing, the key term there being mindful in the definition. The ultimate goal of active listening is twofold. First, understanding as you acquire information, making sure that you have a clear understanding of the information you're receiving is emphasized within the techniques of active listening. The second goal of active listening is to be able to provide valuable and meaningful feedback. When you're communicating with somebody, having that feedback really is of key importance. Honed active listening skills are a great way to build strong and meaningful relationships at work, in your personal life, with your spouse, and even with your children. So without further delay, let's jump right into the techniques. Technique number 1, be attentive. Remove all distractions. Put your phone away, take the television off, take the radio off. Really put yourself in a headspace where you can provide the speaker with your undivided and focused attention. I know that this may sound like a very fundamental, very simple start, but it really is a very important one as well. Be attentive. Technique number 2. Did you know research shows that nonverbal language makes up approximately 90% of all communication? 90% of all communication. So when we're talking to somebody, we really need to be cognizant of our own body posture. So if you can, adopt an open posture. Put your hands to your sides, plant your feet squarely on the floor, lean forward if you can. Make sure you establish eye contact, and as appropriate, nod your head, indicating to the speaker that you're there, that you're listening to what they're saying, and that you're understanding their content. Body posture is a very key component of active listening. Technique number 3, ask great questions. There are 4 types of great questions that we're going to go through one by one, and I'll give you an example of each. I'm going to start off with great question number 1, which is open-ended questions. Open-ended questions help you see things from the speaker's point of view in their own words. Those questions start with what, how, when. The advantage of open-ended questions is that they are less threatening and more neutral, and provide the speaker an opportunity to give an unrestrained response. Great question number 2, probing questions. Probing questions are used to clarify something that has already been said or to gather more information. An example of a probing question might include, when did you start feeling this way? What were you doing just before you heard the noise? Have you ever experienced something like this before? Probing questions provide an opportunity for the speaker to explore their personal opinion and feelings while promoting critical thinking. And that's why probing questions are so powerful. Great question number 3, clarifying questions. Clarifying questions involves offering back your understanding of the speaker's content. An example of a clarifying question might look like, I hear you say this. Am I on point? Or, did I hear you correctly when you said, and then summarize. Another example might be, when you said déjà vu, you mean, and you can either leave the pause for the speaker to fill in, or you can fill in the pause yourself with what you understand the term déjà vu meant within the speaker's context. Another example might be is, you said you've done everything. So just that I'm clear, when you say everything, you mean, and again, let them fill in the pause. Great questions. Really provides an opportunity for you to better understand the content and nuances of the speaker's opinion. Great question number 4, reflective questions. Reflective questions are intended to elicit thoughtful and personal responses. Examples of a reflective question might include, how did that impact you? What did you learn from that experience? What are the implications of what happened? What are your thoughts on next steps? Reflective questions really provide an opportunity to increase the self-awareness of the speaker. They also provide insight into the topic area for both the speaker and the listener, as well as promoting critical thinking. And again, another reason why those questions are so brilliant in furthering a conversation, but again, to enhancing understanding as well. So now we've arrived at the bonus content. I mentioned at the outset of the video that I would share with you one tip that will tie everything together and really make you an indomitable communicator. I'm actually going to share 2. Like all skills, active listening requires practice. You won't be perfect at it at first, and in fact, it will feel very awkward. But that's okay. Stick with it. Be consistent. The more you're consistent with this tool, practicing it, more competent and comfortable you will become. That was tip number 1. Tip number 2, use wording that is congruent with your personality. Be genuine and authentic. That is what matters most. If you are the opposite, if you are ingenuine, if you are inauthentic, then you will be self-sabotaging your own efforts to become an effective communicator. You really have to incorporate these tools into your way of being, into your personality, for them to be to maximize on their success. So there you have it. You have the tools that you need to become a better communicator and build stronger relationships at work, in your personal life, and in your social life. In the comments below, let me know which technique really resonated for you. I very much look forward to hearing from each of you. Don't forget to subscribe to my social media, stay connected, to like the video, share it, do all the things, subscribe to it. And until next time, guys, focus on your grade and be indomitable.